Greetings, my fellow intellectuals and bookworms. It's time for another video. We're going to be doing an hour book review. This is kind of to make up for the fact that I was gone for more than 4 weeks from producing videos because I was in Africa. Didn't really have the ability. Wanted to enjoy my safari. Didn't really have the ability to post videos anyway, even when Wi-Fi was available. Filled up my phone with a full-length documentary, which I may drop for you guys, since if I can't get it on Nat Geo, I call it Serengeti Live. It's pretty good. But anywho, I just completed my first week of college. Yay. It seems like a cakewalk, but we'll see. So if I don't post videos as often, you'll know why. So here's the book we're reviewing. Without further ado, Shackleton's Way. Basically, as you know, we do a lot of nonfiction, information type books here. We also do some fiction occasionally when it's good, because there's a difference between bad fiction and not. And obviously we occasionally do. And we do a lot of historical fiction. But in this case, this book it's a leadership book, I'll put it this way. It teaches you how to be a boss. Sorry for the outdated meme. Or how to be a leader. And that's in high demand in Western society, particularly America. So you can see on my ceiling, I am very patriotic because I have a fucking 5x7 foot American flag on my ceiling, and if you don't like this country, well, fuck you, first of all, and second of all, if you're not an American, you're just pissed that we're in charge. But without further ado, basically, it's a leadership book, right? It's a thing your boss tells you to read, or forces you to read, your school forces you to read and stuff, and I wasn't expecting much from it. But hey, it's got one of these green stickers on it, which means it's dirt fucking cheap, and I got it from a library book sale, right? So I figured I didn't have anything to lose. At best, I could learn something that might be helpful, and at worst, I wouldn't lose that much. So you can see, based on this key, it cost roughly $1. And it was way better than expected. First of all, I'm sure you probably heard of polar explorer Ernest Shackleton. If you haven't, I'll tell you his story, just to get that out of the way. Basically, Ernest Shackleton was a polar explorer. He wanted to be the first to reach the South Pole. He set out with his ship and his expedition. The ship got trapped in ice, and he couldn't free it. And the sea ice started, for like 2 years, the sea ice started breaking, so they had to evacuate. And he, through his courageousness and through sheer bravery, through extreme weather, managed to get his entire crew out alive, and managed to basically get them home. They had 17 people, no one died. He put 5 of them on, he organized them into groups under the boat, first went to Elephant Island, which was a whaling station, since there was absolutely nothing there that time because the whaling station was seasonal. He had to spend several more months going to South Georgia Island, and when he got there, no one recognized him because he lost so much weight from the ordeal. But he managed to save his entire crew that way. They followed him there. And it's a story of bravery, heroism, etc., and at least in the U.S., we're required to learn about them. Like, we don't learn about them in history class. It's one of those fucking stupid as fuck short stories in the giant English textbook full of dumb stories. You know, like the abridged version of practically everything. Oh, the Odyssey, 25 pages. We had this fucking stupid story about this Mexican boy. I don't fucking know what it is. He got this costume mustache, and he wanted to be like his father or something, so he put it on, and he lost it, and it was an essential play part, and then he was upset and spent a lot of effort to do it, and ultimately his father saved his ass from his own stupidity by, like, taking off his own mustache, shaving it off carefully, and making it into a prop, because who fucking knows? But you get the point. It was called, like, Shackleton's Adventure or something. And then we had to write an essay on that stupid shit to come up with something and contrast it with several other equally retarded stories that I can't remember, and, like, come up with a theme and write a 5-paragraph essay on that bullshit. I wrote BS on the whole thing. Anywho, so this basically tells you his story, but it looks at it through a lens of leadership. What lessons can you learn? How can you be like this man? How can you take this and apply it to any situation? Whether you want to be a leader of a business, a student, what have you. And you would think that those goals would be unreachable and that it would produce a bad book. But it's really good, honestly. I've read some of these leadership books, and it's mainly because I'm bored, and because my dad has a lot of old business books laying around. When I was 12, I was just really curious and read some of them. But this is the best one I've found. If you can buy it, I recommend you do so. Get it at your local used bookstore. Get it at Barnes & Noble. You know I want to keep them in business because they're the nearest bookstore, and it's 11 miles away, and we need a company that sells, that has a selection of thousands upon thousands of used books. Buy it on Amazon. My final review. It's a bit short, some of the lessons, but it does a good job at boiling the lessons down to, and boiling the stories and boiling all of his adventures down to usable lessons that you can actually use. Not like, if you're on a polar exploration, headed for the pole, and everything goes to shit, evacuate immediately rather than trying to reach the pole. And that's what he did, because he was a man that put the mates of his crew and his companions and their lives ahead of the glory and fame. And he probably could have made it to the South Pole, but people would have died. And that's why he said no in his journals. So it puts the lesson to good use. It avoids some of the cliches of a leadership book, but not entirely. For example, it says, have a positive attitude. You know what I think of that. Called that bullshit before. So for the cliches, 4 out of 5 stars. After all, I can't keep giving all the books I read 5-star reviews for everything. First of all, it would get boring. Second of all, if we're looking honestly, not every book deserves it. It's just that we got a very long string of good ones. So, with that, one of our longest videos is almost done. Yeah, sorry if I got sidetracked. It's kind of my style. I would hope that you enjoy it. My phone obviously is getting full up on space pretty quickly, down to 4 gigabytes, but it shouldn't be a problem, at least for a while. So, like, comment, and subscribe if you have not done so. This is Sean Hartnett wishing you a happy day. And, of course, I would like as many people as possible to subscribe. This might be a good part-time career, and also, it would be cool to have a world-famous YouTube channel. Alright, bye.